This is Larissa from Wings Custom, and today we're going to talk about the Mad Dogger Rhino bars. Now, this is a different handlebar, so let's break down the name first. Mad Dogger. The Mad Dogger comes from the unique characteristic of having this curve and the small horns. So if you look here on the side, you'll be able to see a curve with some small horns. They are some horns, but not as big as the Diablo curve, for example. Now the second part of the name, Mad Dogger Rhino. The Rhino comes from the diameter of this handlebar. This is a 2-inch diameter handlebar. When I just say 2-inch diameter, maybe you cannot get the idea of what is a 2-inch diameter. So let me show you really quick what's the difference from a 2-inch diameter, a 1.5 inch that most of our competitors and other companies have, and 1 1/4 that is used by Harley as the original handlebar for some bikes, where other times the original handlebars is 1 inch that is a very small diameter. So here, if you look here, you see 3 completely different diameters. First you have the Rhino, 2 inches thick. Now the 1.5 one, and last the 1 1/4 one. So when you compare side to side, you see that it's so much smaller, both in comparison to the 1.5 and the 1 1/4. The 2-inch stands as the most robust looking one, very thick, just like our handlebar here, very different from our competitors in 1 1/2. When you put like this, you can see the difference really well. So just in the stylish part, in the looks part, the 2 inches is incomparable. You cannot discuss with me in this topic. It's the best look for a bike like Harley that it's more robust, it's more tough looking. You want the 2 inches for sure. But the 2 inches is not an aesthetic feature. We'll also give you some options. For example, here you see the brake and the clutch and the brake running inside the handlebar. And this is only possible with the 2 inches handlebar, because there is enough room to run the brake and clutch without having any problems like the clutch being too heavy or stuff like that. The look of this handlebar when installed in the bike will be completely unique and clean. You won't have to worry of having anything hanging around here. Afterwards, the wiring extensions will be run inside here through the middle, and you'll be able to connect those to your original wirings coming here. Good to remember as well that we have the needed electronic throttle cutout here, so you can use it with your electronic throttle without any problems. We have also the cutouts for the cables running inside on the sides as well, under the handlebar too, so everything is completely compatible with your bike. And when we talk about compatibility, this is not a universal handlebar. So what is a universal handlebar? It's a handlebar that will fit half decent in any bike. Not this handlebar. This handlebar will fit perfectly to your bike. When you order the handlebar on our website, you have to select your bike model and year. And with this information, we'll decide which is the best measurement for the base. Usually for Softail would be around 12.5 inches, but each bike has a specific measurement, so it fits perfect in the forks. Won't be too small or too wide will be perfect. And talking about perfect measurements, that's our deal. We want the best measurement. So for the tip to tip, for example, the overall width of the handlebar, for our Softails, we keep measurements around 33 and 36. depending on the model of handlebar you want, depending on the bike you have. For touring bikes, it can vary. The Road King will be closer to the measurements from Softail, and the Ultra Glide and Street Glide will be a little bit wider because of the bike itself, so you can work with a 37 to 40, and Road Glide same thing, around 37 to 39 because it's a bigger bike. Now, all those measurements can be custom, so if you want anything different than that, you can hit us up on the chat, on the Instagram, and we will see which alterations are possible to do, and we'll make sure that your handlebar is perfect for you. Now, other interesting detail, let me take my rule here to help showing you this, guys. So I want to talk about the pullback. What is the pullback? You take a straight line from the center of the bike and you go to the side. This would be zero pullback, okay? This is how zero pullback would be. So your hands would be here, a little bit twisted, not so comfortable. So what we do instead, we have a 6 inches pullback. So your hand stands here in a much more neutral position. So you won't be with your hands twisted or anything like that. Your hands will be in the perfect position. It's also interesting to note that our pullback is 6 inches, as you guys can see, but the original Harley one would be around 9. So we could talk about like something like this, a much more close handlebar that would put your hands like twisted, right? So not very comfortable. And that's why we go with the 6 inches. So you have your hands in a neutral position, keeping your bike stable while riding it, not having any wrist pain or anything like that. We don't want only looks, we also want comfort, okay? Other detail I want to go into is the riser. Here you see that the handlebar is 2 inch thick, but we have a reduction here, so it fits the original riser for this bike. And you won't have to change your risers or anything like that, only if you want, and in some cases if you want to go with a very high handlebar. Other detail is the cross knurl we have here. This is different for like most brands I know, I would say any brand I know. We do this very strong, I don't know if you guys can feel, but it's very strong knurl. So when it clamps into your risers, this will clamp forever. Your risers will start denting in, and it will really be stable. Your bike won't be having moving handlebars wobbling to the sides in the road, nothing like that. We want a stable handlebar that will keep you on the road, on the track without any kind of pain, and keeping an awesome style. Yeah, so this is an introduction to this handlebar. It is the Mad Dogger Rhino handlebar. If you're interested, you can ask our salesperson, you can ask in our Instagram about the Mad Dogger Rhino bars. It's available to be made for Softails, Tourings, and other bikes for special measurements as well. And it's a very good option if you're looking for something aggressive but with a little bit of classic into it. Go to this handlebar. Mad Dogger is a great choice, and I'm sure you're going to love it.